My first tip is to make sure that you get your own oxygen mask on first, just as you would in an aeroplane. Good teachers are teachers who look after themselves. It might seem obvious, but actually some of the most gifted teachers I've known have worked themselves into the ground. It is very, very important that you make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating enough, and listening to the people who love you when they're telling you that you're not behaving like your normal self, and actually knowing when to put family and friends first. My second piece of advice comes from a former line manager, an extremely kind man who I still miss. I was panicking over a set of GCSE results. They'd been dodgy the previous year. I was absolutely panic-stricken that the same was going to happen again. And he said to me something very simple, which has stayed with me. You're not alone. You're not alone in this. So whether you're a student going in to get your results tomorrow, whether you're a teacher who's had responsibility for 30 students, however those results are, and we know they're important, you're not alone. You're part of something much bigger. Piece of advice number 3, regardless of where you are in the hierarchy of schools, you're entitled to a certain level of support. This is very, very clear when it comes to newly qualified teachers and trainees, but also anyone working within a school is entitled to a certain amount of both challenge and support. Do make sure that you have that support. Don't be afraid to fight for it. Don't be afraid to say, I know I'm entitled to a half-hour meeting a week and I'm not getting that at the moment, because that support can make all of the difference. Tip number 4. This is an interesting one, and the story behind this can be found in the book, and I'm afraid had a very tragic ending. But I had a head teacher once who used to talk about supporting upwards. He was a very honest man, a very emotional man, and I learnt from him that leadership can be a very, very lonely place, and that works at all levels. Middle leaders as well talk to me about how actually they feel that they're being issued with demands from below, demands from above, and that whole idea that they can't keep everybody happy all of the time. So leadership can be quite a lonely experience, and of course all teachers need support, but do take the time to support upwards. The final piece of advice comes from a blogger called That Boy Can Teach, who wrote a blog about superheroes and the whole idea that actually we're not. We're humans, we're flawed, we're fallible, we're living organisms working with other living organisms. So let go of the superhero ideal. Perfectionism is not your friend, and some of the most talented teachers I've had have been victim to that idea that they need to just do more, work more, throw more hours at something. So accept that you're not a superhero. Don't go into the job to make your mum and dad happy. Don't go into the job because you think you're going to be doing society a favour. Go into the job because you actually love being around young people and you want to make a real difference for their future.